Thomas," Toby cried. "There's something ahead on your tracks." But Thomas wasn't listening. He was sure the end of the rainbow was just around the corner. Then there was trouble. Thomas clipped the telegraph pole and they all came off the tracks. Luckily, no one was hurt. "Cinders and ashes," Thomas cried. Thomas was stuck. His driver couldn't phone for help. The telephone lines were still not working.
Daisy, the diesel rail car, was on her way back to her shed. But then there was trouble. Oh no! Look out!
This made Gordon very cross. He was so cross that he didn't see the signal telling him to stop. And he didn't see the goods train ahead until it was too late. Luckily, no one was hurt. But Gordon came off the rails and he was covered in gooey red jelly. Oh!
Later, Thomas was resting when Percy arrived. A large hopper was loading his freight cars full of coal. Thomas was still being cheeky. "Careful," he warned. "Watch out with those silly cars." Go on, muttered the cars. "And by the way," went on Thomas, "those buffers don't look very safe to me." The last load poured down. "Help! Help!" cried Thomas. "Get me out!" Percy was worried, but he couldn't help laughing. Thomas's smart blue paint was covered in coal dust from smoke box to bunker. "Ha ha!" chuckled Percy. "You don't look really useful now, Thomas. You look really disgraceful." "I'm not disgraceful," choked Thomas. "You did that on purpose. Get me out."
Thomas raced into the yard. Percy was coming the other way. Whoa! Thomas bumped straight into Percy and the bunting flew up into the air. Percy's freight cars came off the track and so did Thomas. "You've spilt my bunting," moaned Percy. "I'll never find the tuba player now," groaned Thomas. Edward couldn't wait to hear the brass band play their wonderful music. He was so excited about meeting the brass band that he didn't notice the giant crane. It was unloading a huge ship's boiler. Suddenly, the crane swung the boiler and knocked Edward right off the track. Cranky had been watching. "You useless little engines are always in the way." Poor Edward.